For 7 days straight, I forced myself to watch the worst anime of this decade. I had no idea what I was getting into. On day 1, the very first show I watched was X-Arm. I didn't even make it through the first episode before realizing I had made a huge mistake. The animation looked like it was done in PowerPoint. Characters didn't move normally. They glitched. This was genuinely the worst CGI I've seen in my entire life. The main character had some kind of robot brain. I laughed, but not because it was funny. I just didn't know how else to react. I thought, okay, it can't get any worse than this, right? I was wrong. So wrong. On day 2, I watched Handshakers, and the only thing I wanted to say about this anime is, what the f***? If you ever wanted to experience what it's like watching an anime while someone violently shakes your chair, this is it. The camera literally never stopped moving. Backgrounds looked like optical illusions and every scene was drowning in unnecessary effects, like someone just discovered Photoshop filters and lost control. The characters constantly held hands. But to be fair, I don't think it was worse than X-Arm. Weirdly, this anime kind of made sense and I'm not even sure why it is on this list of worst anime of this decade. For those wondering how I made this list, it's simple. I just asked ChatGPT to give me the 7 worst anime of this decade. After Handshakers, I sat there dazed, my brain melting, wondering why I signed up for this. But I was only 2 days in, still 5 days to go. Then came day 3, anime of the day, Gibiate. And honestly, I had hope. Samurai fighting zombies in a post-apocalyptic future? That should be sick, right? It was not. The monsters looked like they came from an early PlayStation 2 demo, and the dialogue felt like it was written by an AI trained on microwave manuals. Not only that, but I don't understand this anime's obsession with extreme close-ups. Every scene zoomed so hard into people's faces, I felt like I was about to kiss them. And I kept thinking, why are they so close to the screen? I found myself pausing the show just to stare at the floor in silence. Compared to this, Handshakers felt like Attack on Titan. My brain was starting to break. This challenge was rewiring my soul. And on day 4, I started watching Valkyrie Drive. I hit play. Within 1 minute, I regretted everything. Here is why. What is this? I can't show this on YouTube. What the f***? Of course, ChatGPT gave me a borderline hentai anime on this list. What's the premise? Girls powering up through, let's just say, very intimate bonding. The story was basically non-existent. Just a delivery system of non-stop fan service so heavy-handed, I found myself lowering the volume out of pure shame. I watched this alone. There was no one to judge me, and I still felt judged. I got halfway through the episode, looked at the ceiling and said out loud, Jesus, if you are watching, I'm sorry for your eyes. For those wondering what clip I used, here it is. Those who are sensitive don't watch. What is this? I can't show this on YouTube. What the f***? Gotcha, bitch! But I kept going. I had to. I was past the point of no return. Day 5 started with a new anime, Tesla Note. On paper, it had promise. Spy thriller, mystery, sci-fi tech. The animation was somehow worse than X-Arm, and I didn't even know how that's possible. In some scenes, characters looked like cheap stickers slapped onto mannequins. The fight scenes felt like puppet shows filmed in someone's garage. At this point, I had no standards left. I wasn't even looking for a good anime, I was just trying to survive. And then, on day 7, came Arifureta. It started like all the other anime. Edgy music, a guy with an eye patch, a gun. I braced myself for more garbage. But then, something very weird happened. I didn't hate it. I actually kind of liked it. The animation wasn't great, but compared to everything else I've watched this week, it looked like Demon Slayer to me. The plot made sense. The characters didn't make me want to scream. I watched the whole first season, and then, to my disbelief, I finished the second season. Was it a masterpiece? Absolutely not. But after 6 days of unfiltered anime trash, it felt like a divine gift. That's when it hit me. This challenge didn't just make me insane, it gave me perspective. I used to complain about filler arcs, slow pacing, too much talking. But now, I will gladly sit through 20 minutes of no action in a battle shonen, because at least it's not a 3D brain in a police swimsuit screaming into a walkie-talkie. These 7 anime were some of the worst things I've ever seen, but honestly, I'm glad I watched them. Because now even the mid-tier anime, even the cliché, cringe, kind of bad anime, I appreciate them so much more. I've seen the bottom. I know what hell looks like. If I had to pick one anime that was truly the worst, the one I regretted watching the most, I'm not even sure I could decide. They are all strong contenders for the shittiest anime I've ever seen. You've got insanely awful CGI like X-Arm and Tesla Note. Then you've got painfully edgy fan service like Valkyrie Drive. To be fair, all of these anime were garbage. But I'm genuinely surprised Arifureta is even on this list, because compared to the rest, it's a night and day. If you are able to watch this video to the end, then I highly recommend you to watch this video next. Thanks for watching and stay tuned, my friends.